everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep into film and television today.
But not just the movies and shows themselves, right?
Right. We've got a whole bunch of industry news from
a lot to unpack.
AI and copyright battles to
streaming's just taken over.
Streaming taken over.
It really has.
And even some casting rumors.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get to those.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
So what are we
real deep dive.
What are we kind of seeing as the big trends here?
Well, I think the biggest one that just keeps coming up over and over again is just how much the entertainment landscape is changing.
Yeah.
We've got streaming versus traditional cables kind of freaking
out. NBCUniversal's dropping channels left and right.
Like USI Syfy.
To focus on Peacock.
Yeah, they're all in on Peacock now.
But then you've got this tension with Paramount and YouTube TV.
Oh, yeah.
Which could mean...
That's a big one.
Could mean CBS and MTV.
Blackouts. Yeah. Nobody wants that.
So it's not all smooth sailing.
Definitely not.
But even other than that, streaming surpassing traditional broadcast.
For everything.
Even the Oscars.
Even the Oscars are on Hulu now.
Think about that.
It's crazy.
That's a huge shift.
It is.
I mean, think back to channel surfing days.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's all about endless scrolling.
Scrolling.
So what does that even mean for the content itself?
Well, I think you're seeing a lot more creative freedom.
Right.
When you don't have those time limits.
Commercials.
No commercials.
And you can just kind of tell the story.
Wait, until...
You can have a 10-hour show or a 15-minute short film.
Yeah.
It's all about the story. It really opens up possibilities.
Yeah.
What about...
It's the creators for everybody.
What about the industry itself is cable?
I mean, cable's definitely
way out.
Having a moment.
Yeah.
A tough moment.
Are we all going to be streaming only?
I think we're heading that way.
Interesting.
But, even I have to admit, I'm all streaming now.
Me too.
But what I find really interesting is it's not even about TV versus film anymore.
Right.
It's all content.
It's all content.
Movies on streaming.
Yeah.
TV shows looking like movies.
The lines are blurred.
Totally blurred.
And it's really about the story you're trying to tell.
Exactly.
And how you get it out there.
Yeah. And I think that's why you see actors like Sidney Carlson doing it all.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Austen, on-screen stage debut.
It's like they're not limiting themselves.
They're not. It's about the story they want to tell and the audience they want to reach.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see.
It's really cool. And it's kind of like...
And it kind of brings us to...
Leads us to this AI thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of blowing up right now.
It is.
This whole legal battle.
Big legal battle.
With AI using copyrighted material.
Mm-hmm.
You know that case against Ross Intelligence where the court said...
Using copyrighted legal documents to train AI?
Yeah.
Not fair use.
Not fair use.
Big precedent.
It feels huge.
Especially with OpenAI and Meta and everyone else doing so much with AI.
What does it even mean for...
For creativity.
Yeah.
Like, if AI is writing and making art.
Composing music.
Where does that leave us?
Yeah, where does that leave human artists?
It's a huge question.
What about originality? But it's not just the legal side, right?
Yeah.
It's also
ethical implications.
Is AI a tool?
Yeah. Could it be a tool for artists?
To enhance their work?
To push boundaries in new ways?
I hadn't thought about it like that.
It's a new kind of collaboration.
Yeah. But all this is happening while the whole media landscape is changing.
Right.
Governments are trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Like New Zealand, they're proposing these big overhauls.
Supporting local content, adapting to digital.
Trying to keep up.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to figure out the rules of the game while playing it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's a fast-moving game.
And speaking of moves.
What about them?
There are some interesting ones happening at the top, too.
Executive moves, yeah.
Like Helen Ziegler from ITV going to Hot Sauce Pictures.
Oh, wow.
And then Max Liebman at Media One Group.
Head of AI.
Head of AI, that's a first.
It's a whole new world out there.
It is.
So what does it all mean?
I think these moves, they show how much things are changing.
Yeah.
The need for new skills, new perspectives.
Especially in AI.
Especially in AI and digital content.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to figure out...
This global media landscape.
Yeah, how to navigate it all.
It's like a giant game of chess.
It is.
With everyone trying to stay in the game.
And the stakes are high.
Yeah, but even with all this upheaval, there's still some great content coming out.
Oh, absolutely.
This Oscar-nominated short film, Alien.
Oh, I saw that.
It's about immigration. So powerful.
And it's only 15 minutes long.
Amazing what they do in 15 minutes.
It is. What is it about short films that can just...
They're so focused.
Yeah.
Every frame, every line matters.
They just hit you hard.
Yeah. And speaking of powerful stories.
Tell me.
There's this documentary, Under the Flags of the Sun.
Okay.
About the dictatorship of Alfredo Stroessner in Paraguay.
Wow.
Not a lot of people know about this period.
Yeah.
But documentaries can really shine a light on things like that.
On forgotten history.
On things we need to remember.
Absolutely. And then for the art house crowd.
Oh, yeah.
The Botanist premiering at the Berlinale.
By a protege of Bigan.
I love his work.
He's amazing.
So visually stunning.
Yeah. and so poetic.
I wonder what we can expect from this new generation of filmmakers.
I think we're going to see a lot of experimentation.
Pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
Maybe even blowing the lines between art forms.
I can't wait to see what they do.
It's an exciting time to be a film fan.
It is.
All this emulation of storytelling, how we connect with the world.
Yeah.
But it's not all serious.
Of course not.
We need intrigue and anticipation, too.
Absolutely.
And that brings us to this secret film everyone's buzzing about.
Oh, yeah. Fill me in.
Luc Besson.
No way.
Shot in secret during lockdown.
Wow.
And it's being described as a love story for the ages.
A love story from Luc Besson.
What do you think?
I am so intrigued.
I know, right?
I'm thinking atmospheric intense.
Yeah.
Knowing Besson.
I can't wait to see it. And speaking of atmosphere,
What else?
we've got to talk about Aaron Paul and Jacob Tremblay
Oh, yeah.
teaming up for The Night House.
Based on the Joan Nesbitt novel.
It's a psychological horror thriller.
This is going to be Jack.
Oh, yeah, but those kinds of films,
To get under your skin.
they stay with
They
you.
do. What is it about horror?
Yeah, why do we love it so much?
Why are we drawn to the darkness?
Is it the adrenaline, or is it facing our fears in a safe way?
Could be both.
Whatever it is the genre is.
Thriving.
Yeah.
Definitely thriving.
And speaking of thriving, we've got another horror project to talk about.
Okay, Brett?
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it stars Sosie Bacon.
Oh, wow. Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's being produced by the team behind Terrifier 3.
Okay, so we're talking
top.
gore, dark humor.
Not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not. But,
Yeah.
even within horror, there's so much variety.
There is.
Different styles, different approaches.
That's what keeps it interesting.
Yeah, and speaking of interesting approaches,
What do you have?
this documentary about gang grooming for Channel 4,
Oh, wow.
it's a tough subject.
It is.
But an important one.
Very important.
What do you think documentaries
I think they can
do
raise awareness,
for these kinds of issues?
spark conversations, give a voice to the voiceless.
Yeah, it feels like documentaries are having a moment right now.
They are.
Covering such a wide range of topics. Which actually reminds me
What's next?
of the new Jack Ryan movie.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with that?
They've added a whole bunch of new cast members.
Oh, wow.
Max Beasley, Douglas Hodge, J.J. Field.
Big names.
Petty Gabriel joining John Krasinski and Sienna Miller.
They're going all out.
Yeah, they're definitely aiming for blockbuster status.
Makes sense.
But what's interesting to me is
Yeah.
Jack Ryan as a character.
He's been around forever.
Yeah, why does he keep coming back?
Why do we love him?
What is it about him?
He's not a superhero.
No.
He's just a guy.
But he's
Smart.
resourceful.
Resourceful.
Kind of an everyman.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe we see ourselves in him a little.
Yeah, like we could be him.
In extraordinary situations.
Exactly. And speaking of relatable characters,
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Rice starring in Widow's Bay on Apple TV+.
I love him.
It's a mystery set in a small coastal town.
Ooh, atmospheric.
I love those settings.
Me too. It's like the town is a character itself.
Yeah, full of secrets.
Hidden depths.
Okay, I have to mention this.
Go for it.
Betty Gilpin, Jennifer Lopez, Brett Goldstein
Okay.
in a Netflix rom-com
That's a power trio.
office romance.
I love it.
Talk about a dream team cast.
Can't wait for that one.
But speaking of intriguing,
What else?
Sam Mendes
Oh, wow.
directing a Holocaust documentary for the BBC.
That's powerful.
What they found.
He's such a great storyteller.
I know, it's going to be amazing.
And speaking of storytelling,
Yeah.
Rain Wang is adapting Diary of a Mad Old Man.
Oh, wow.
Fan Bingbing and Gabriel Byrne are starring,
Amazing cast.
exploring desire and morality.
It'll be interesting to see how they translate that to film.
It will.
And speaking of adaptations,
Yes.
Boys from Brazil series for Netflix.
Okay.
Jeremy Strong, Peter Morgan from The Crown is
This
involved.
is going to be good.
Yeah, high quality.
Definitely.
And then there's a TV series based on still life
Oh, I loved that book.
about an unlikely friendship during World War II.
A soldier and an art historian.
Yeah.
Beautiful story.
I love those stories that remind us of human connection.
Me too. The resilience of the human spirit.
Speaking of resilience,
What now?
Ethan Hawke and Russell Crowe
Okay.
teaming up for The Wait,
The Wait.
a historical drama set in 1933 Oregon
Okay.
about survival and fighting corruption.
With those two, I'm there.
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
It will.
But,
Yeah.
it's not all intensity and drama.
Thank goodness.
We need some quirkiness, too.
We do.
And speaking of quirky,
Who is it?
Bill Nighy
Oh, they love him.
joining a BBC series called Cliff Tops,
Sounds right up his alley.
created by Hugo Blick,
Oh, wow.
who is known for his visually stunning...
And unconventional storytelling.
I am so there for that.
Me too.
Okay.
What else?
Ridley Scott,
Okay.
post-apocalyptic film,
He does those so well.
Dog Stars.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, but the cast,
Tell me.
Margaret Qualley,
Okay.
Josh Brolin, Pierce Jacob Elordi. Wow! I mean, with that lineup,
This is going to be huge.
it's going to be a visual feast.
Ridley Scott knows how to create a world.
He does. And speaking of incredible,
Yes.
there's this casting rumor that has everyone talking.
I'm ready to lay it on me.
John Lithgow as Dumbledore
What?
in HBO's Harry Potter series.
Are you serious?
I know, right?
That's amazing.
It's not
Never
confirmed,
judge.
but the rumors are swirling.
I can see it.
Can you imagine
Totally.
those Dumbledores?
Just be perfect.
Oh my God.
But even if it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
it's great that they're considering it,
It shows they're thinking outside the box.
taking risks.
Yeah. And speaking of thinking outside the box,
That's nice.
Hive Mind,
Okay, the production company,
the company behind The Witcher and The Expanse,
they're great.
they've acquired a spec script called Badlands,
Badlands.
described as high concept with franchise potential.
So big world building.
Yeah, Hive Mind is known for bringing ambitious and visually stunning stories to life.
They are. I'm intrigued.
Me too.
Mm.
And
What else has happened?
Sequoia Studios and Black Box Multimedia
Okay.
have signed a first-look production deal
Interesting.
to develop content for both Spanish and international audiences.
Smart move.
Yeah, it's a global market now.
It really
It
does.
feels like the whole industry is becoming more interconnected.
Yeah, more collaborations.
Cross-cultural projects.
Content that goes beyond borders.
Yeah, it's like the whole world is a melting pot of stories and ideas.
It's a beautiful thing.
And speaking of global reach,
Tell me more.
the Israeli crime drama, Your Honor,
Okay, I've heard of that.
is getting a Chinese adaptation.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's the first Israeli scripted format to be remade for the Chinese market.
That's huge.
It's a big deal, and it shows...
Stories can resonate anywhere.
Yeah, well-crafted stories are universal.
Absolutely. And speaking of well-crafted stories,
Yes.
Beyond.
Okay, what's Beyond?
It's a German crime series.
Oh, cool.
New Regency acquired it. Complex criminal investigations. Fresh perspective on the genre.
I'm always up for a good international crime thriller.
Me too. They do it so well.
But, you know, it's not all grown-up dramas. There's also some great stuff for younger audiences.
Of course.
How about this TV Echods series, Burps, Butts, and Bones?
I love that title.
Right.
Making learning fun.
Yeah, about the human body.
So important.
And speaking of making learning fun,
What is it?
Curiosity,
Okay.
a comedian and an antiques expert,
Interesting combo.
exploring historical and scientific curiosities.
Sign me up.
It sounds so fun,
It does.
but let's not forget the people behind the scenes,
Right.
the ones shaping the future of entertainment.
Yeah, the executives, the
Producers like James Farrell,
Okay.
former Amazon MGM Studios exec.
Big name.
He's launching his own production company.
Cool.
Petunia,
I like that.
focusing on diverse storytelling and expanding content development in the global market.
Great to see it.
It's always encouraging to see experienced execs creating new opportunities
It is.
and amplifying diverse voices.
So important.
And then there's Jason Hellestein, co-founder of Sideshow.
I know Sideshow.
He's launching a new North American distribution company
Interesting.
called 1-2 Special.
Okay.
They're going to acquire films from domestic and international festivals
Cool.
and release up to 10 films annually.
Wow.
What does that mean for independent filmmakers?
That's a huge boost.
Yeah,
Gives them a platform, a wider audience.
a chance to get their work seen.
Exactly. And it's not just about distribution.
Right.
It's about nurturing talent
Giving opportunities
to those who might not otherwise have them.
And speaking of opportunities,
Who got one?
Taylor Lautner
Oh, wow.
from Twilight,
I remember him.
leading Amazon's Werewolf Hunter series, a
Interesting.
supernatural thriller.
He's all grown up.
He is. It's cool to see actors evolve and seek out new challenges.
It is. And speaking of evolution,
Yeah.
The Handmaid's Tale,
Yes.
back for its 6th and final season.
I know. I'm so excited and so sad.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, the teaser hints at a climactic end to June's story.
It's going to be intense.
I'm ready for the emotional roller coaster.
Me too.
And for those who love a good love story,
Oh, yeah.
Isabel Quasset is directing Trace Yotapul,
Okay.
starring Alba Rohrwacher and Elio Germano.
I love them both.
It's based on a novel that explores love loss and culinary traditions.
Sounds beautiful.
I think it's going to be heartwarming and heartbreaking.
This is the best kind.
And if you're into historical dramas,
Hit me.
Netflix has commissioned a period piece called Show Business,
Okay.
set in the 1990s Korean music industry.
Interesting.
I love getting glimpses into different cultures and time periods.
Me too. It's like traveling without leaving your couch.
Exactly.
And speaking of glimpses into different worlds,
Oh, yes.
The White Lotus.
Season 3 is getting rave reviews.
It's so good.
HBO's calling it a piece of cinema.
Wow.
And they're already talking about Season 4.
Where are they going next?
They're keeping it under wraps.
Of
But
course.
Europe is a strong contender.
Makes sense.
And Mike White wants to keep it going even beyond that.
I hope he does. I love that show.
More social satire, more stunning locations.
Yes, please.
So much to look forward to.
There is?
Well, we've covered a lot today.
Yeah.
Streaming wars, AI battles, Oscar-nominated shorts, potential blockbusters.
A little bit of everything.
What stands out to you as the most surprising or thought-provoking trend?
Well, I think what really strikes me is
Yeah.
just how dynamic the entertainment industry is.
Yeah, it's constantly
Evolving, adapting, pushing boundaries.
We're seeing this convergence of different mediums.
Yeah.
Genres are blurring. And there's this global interconnectedness.
It's exciting.
It is. So what does all this mean for us as views?
Well,
I think it means we have more choices than ever before.
we do.
We can curate our own viewing experience,
Right.
explore different worlds and perspectives.
Engage with stories that resonate with us.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it all, right?
It is.
Entertainment can transport us, challenge us, connect us.
That's why we do it.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we leave you with a question.
Okay.
What upcoming project are you most excited about? And what does it say about the future of entertainment?
That's a good one.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those popcorn buckets full.
I'll second that. Shot in secret, huh?
Yeah, during lockdown.
Wow.
And they're calling it a love story for the ages.
From Luc Besson. I have to wonder if that isolation,
Yeah.
seeped into the film.
Right. Knowing Besson's style, I'm already picturing something intense.
Yeah.
Atmospheric.
Speaking of atmosphere,
Yeah.
Aaron Paul and Jacob Tremblay for The Night House.
Yes. Based on the Joe Nesbo novel.
Oh, man.
Psychological horror thriller.
That's going to be good.
Oh, it's going to get under your skin.
Those kinds of films, they
stay with you.
They do. They really do.
What is it about horror, though?
I don't know. Why are we
drawn to it?
drawn to the darkness?
Is it the adrenaline or like a way to face our fears?
In a safe environment?
Yeah, maybe it's a bit of both.
Probably.
But whatever it is.
It works.
The genre is...
Thriving.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, speaking of thriving.
What else is scary?
Another horror project.
Okay.
Brett!
Brett.
Starring Sophie Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Yep.
Wow.
Produced by the Terrifier 3 team.
So we know what we're getting into.
Oh, yeah. Gore, dark humor.
Not exactly a feel-good movie.
Definitely not. But even within horror,
Yeah.
there's such a range of
There's-
styles and approaches.
That's what keeps it fresh.
Right. And speaking of interesting approaches,
Okay, let's hear it.
this documentary about gangrooing
Oh, wow.
for Channel 4.
That's a heavy topic.
It is, but
Important.
yeah, incredibly important.
Documentaries are so good for that.
Yeah.
Raising
For
awareness.
those who need it.
It's like they can tackle these sensitive issues in a way that other forms can't. Yes, sometimes it feels like documentaries are the only ones telling these stories.
Sometimes it does feel that way.
Okay, let's shift gears away.
Where are we going?
Jack Ryan,
Oh, yeah.
the new movie.
What's happening?
They've added a ton of new cast members.
Really?
Max Beasley, Douglas Hodge, J.J. Field, Betty Gabriel,
Wow.
joining John Krasinski and Sienna Miller.
That's a stacked cast.
They're going all out.
Blockbuster, for sure.
But you know what I find interesting is
What's that?
Jack Ryan himself.
He's been around forever.
I know, why do we keep coming back to him?
I don't know. He's not a superhero or anything.
He's just a guy.
But he's smart.
Resourceful.
Capable.
Maybe it's that everyman quality.
Yeah.
Like we could be him.
In extraordinary circumstances.
That's right. Speaking of relatable characters,
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Rhys, love him.
In Widow's Bay on Apple TV+.
Okay.
It's a mystery
Ooh,
set in a small coastal town.
I love those.
Me too. Those settings can be so compelling.
Like the pound is a character itself.
Yeah, full of secrets.
Hidden depths.
Okay, I can't resist.
Tell me.
Betty Gilpin, Jennifer Lopez, Brett Goldstein.
Okay, now you're talking.
In a Netflix rom-com.
That cast is amazing.
Office romance.
Sign me up.
Talk about a dream team.
Dream team for sure.
But speaking of intriguing,
Okay.
Sam Mendes,
Oh, wow.
directing a Holocaust documentary for the BBC.
That's going to be powerful.
What they found,
Sam Mendes. Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be a really powerful experience.
It will.
Okay, and
Wayne Wang.
Wayne Wang is adapting Diary of a Mad Old Man.
Okay.
Fan Bingbing and Gabriel Byrne are starring,
Oh.
exploring desire and morality.
Interesting things.
It'll be fascinating to see how they translate that to film.
It will.
And speaking of adaptations,
What else?
Boys from Brazil series for Netflix.
Okay.
Jeremy Strong's going to be in it,
Wow.
and Peter Morgan from The Crown is involved.
So we know it's going to be high quality.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's this TV series based on still life
Still Life. Oh, I love that book.
about an unlikely friendship during World War II.
The Soldier and the Art Historian.
Yep.
Beautiful story.
Those stories that remind us of human connection.
Yeah, the resilience of the human spirit.
And speaking of resilience,
Okay.
Ethan Hawke and Russell Crowe
Together.
teaming up for The Wait.
The Wait.
A historical drama set in 1933 Oregon.
Okay.
About survival and fighting corruption.
With those two, I'm sold.
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
It will.
But, you know,
yeah.
It's not always about intensity in dramas.
Thank goodness.
Sometimes we need a little quirkiness.
We do.
And speaking of quirky...
Oh, I know who you're going to say.
Bill Nighy.
I love him.
He's joining a BBC series called Cliff Tops.
Sounds perfect for him.
Created by Hugo Blick.
Oh, wow.
Visually stunning and unconventional.
I love his work.
This is going straight to my watch list.
Mine too.
Okay.
Hit me with another one.
Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Post-apocalyptic film. Dog stars.
Dog stars?
The cast is insane.
Okay, who's in it?
Margaret Qualley, Josh Brolin, Guy Pearce, Jacob Elordi. I mean...
He always gets the best casts.
Ridley Scott knows how to create a world.
He does.
It's going to be a visual feast.
Absolutely.
And speaking of incredible...
What else?
You ready for this casting rumor?
Lay it on me.
John Lithgow.
Okay.
As Dumbledore.
No way.
In HBO's Harry Potter series.
Shut the front door.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
It's not confirmed.
Right.
But the rumors are out there.
I can totally see it, though.
Can you imagine?
It'd be so good.
Those Dumbledoreisms.
You nail it.
Oh, my God.
Even if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's cool that they're even thinking about it.
It shows they're not afraid to take risks.
Push the boundaries a little.
Speaking of thinking outside the box.
Okay, what is it?
Hive Mind?
The production company.
Behind The Witcher and The Expanse.
They've got a good track record.
They just acquired a spec script called Badlands.
Badlands?
Described as high concept with franchise potential.
Ooh, big world building.
Yeah, Hive Mind's known for those ambitious, visually stunning stories.
They are. I'm intrigued.
Me too. And
Who else?
Sequoia Studios and Black Box Multimedia sign a first-look production deal.
Interesting.
They're going to develop content for both Spanish and international audiences.
Smart move.
It is the market's global now.
It really is.
It feels like the whole industry is becoming more interconnected.
Yeah, more collaboration.
Cross-cultural project.
Content that transcends borders.
Right. It's cool to see.
It is. Speaking of global reach.
What's up?
The Israeli crime drama, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Is getting a Chinese adaptation.
Really?
Yep. First Israeli scripted format to be remade for the Chinese market.
That's a big deal.
It really is. And it shows that
stories travel.
Yeah. Well-crafted stories are universal. Absolutely. And speaking of well-crafted story.
Yes.
There's this German crime series, Beyond.
Beyond.
New Regency acquired it.
Okay.
Complex criminal investigations, fresh perspective.
Ooh, I'm always up for a good international crime thriller.
Me too. There's just something about them.
They do it so well.
They do.
But, you know, it's not all about...
grown-up stuff.
Yeah, there's great content for younger audiences, too.
Of course.
How about this TV Kids series, Burps, Butts, and Bones?
Love the title. Making learning fun.
About the human body.
Every kid loves that stuff.
And speaking of making learning fun...
Tell me more.
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
A comedian and an antiques expert exploring historical and scientific curiosities.
That sounds like a blast.
I know, right?
I'd watch that.
But we can't forget about the people behind the scenes.
Right.
The ones shaping the future of entertainment.
The executives, the producers.
Like James Farrell.
Okay.
Former Amazon MGM Studios exec.
Big name.
He's launching his own production company called Culpa Tuya.
Culpa Tuya, I like it.
He's focused on diverse storytelling and expanding content development in the global market.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's always great to see these experienced execs creating new opportunities and amplifying diverse voices.
So important.
And then there's Jason Hellerstein, co-founder of Sideshow.
I know Sideshow.
He's launching a North American distribution company.
Interesting.
Called 1-2 Special.
Okay.
They're going to acquire films from festivals, domestic and international, and release up to 10 films a year.
Wow, that's a lot.
What does that mean for independent filmmakers?
I think it's a huge boost.
Yeah.
Gives them a platform.
A chance to get their work out there.
To a wider audience, exactly.
It's not just about distribution, though, right?
Right.
It's about nurturing talent, giving opportunities.
To those who might not otherwise have them.
Exactly. Speaking of opportunities.
Who got one?
Taylor Lautner.
Oh, wow.
From Twilight.
He's back.
He's leading Amazon's Werewolf Hunter series.
Interesting.
A supernatural thriller.
He's all grown up.
It's great to see actors evolve and take on new challenges.
It is. And speaking of evolution.
Oh, yes.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Final season.
Final season.
I know, I'm excited and sad at the same time.
Bittersweet.
The teaser hints at a climactic end to June's story.
It's going to be intense.
Oh, yeah. Emotional roller coaster, for sure.
Buckle up.
And for those who love a good love story,
Oh, yes.
Isabel Coixet
Love her work.
is directing Tracy Otuli,
Okay.
starring Alba Rohrwacher and Elio Girano,
Fantastic actors.
based on a novel about love loss and culinary traditions.
Ooh, that sounds beautiful.
I think it's going to be those heartwarming and heartbreaking.
The best kind.
And if you're into historical dramas,
Hit me.
Netflix is doing a period piece called Show Business,
Okay.
set in the 1990s Korean music industry.
Interesting.
I love those glimpses into different cultures and time periods.
Me too. It's like time travel.
Right.
From your couch.
Okay, and speaking of glimpses into different worlds,
Oh, yes.
The White Lotus
Season 3.
is getting rave reviews.
It's so good.
HBO is calling it a piece of cinema.
Wow, hyper.
Then they're already talking about season 4.
Where are they going next?
They're keeping the location under wraps.
Of course.
But Europe is a strong contender.
Makes sense.
And Mike White wants to keep the show going beyond season 4.
Oh, I hope so. I love this show.
More social satire, more stunning locations.
Bring it on. It's exciting, right? Even just the possibility.
Oh, yeah, it shows they're willing to think outside the box.
Totally.
Speaking of thinking outside the box,
What is it?
Hive Mind,
Oh, yeah.
the production company,
Behind The Witcher and The Expanse.
they've got a new project.
Okay, what is it?
They acquired a spec script called Badlands.
Badlands.
High concept with franchise potential.
Ooh, so big world building.
Yeah, Hive Mind is great at those ambitious, visually stunning stories.
I'm intrigued.
Me too.
What else?
Sequoia Studios and Black Box Multimedia.
Okay.
They've signed a first-look production deal
Interesting.
to develop content for both Spanish and international audiences.
Smart move.
It is a global market.
It really is.
It feels like the whole industry is becoming more interconnected.
Yeah, more collaborations.
Cross-cultural projects.
Content that goes beyond borders.
Yeah, it's like the whole world's a melting pot of stories and ideas now.
This is a beautiful thing.
Speaking of global reach,
Tell me more.
the Israeli crime drama Your Honor
I've heard of that one.
is getting a Chinese adaptation.
Wow.
Yep. First Israeli scripted format remade for the Chinese market.
That's a big deal.
It is. It shows that,
Good stories are universal,
right.
no matter where they come from.
And speaking of well-crafted stories,
Okay.
there's Beyond, a German crime series.
Beyond.
That new Regency acquired
Okay.
complex criminal investigations, fresh perspective on the genre.
I love those international crime thrillers.
Me too. There's just something about them.
They do it so well.
But you know, it's not all about grown-up dramas.
Right.
There's some amazing content for younger audiences too.
Of course.
Like this TVO Kids series, Burps, Butts, and Bones.
Oh my gosh, that's a great title.
Right.
Making learning fun.
Yeah, about the human body.
So important.
Speaking of making learning fun,
What is it?
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
A
Okay.
comedian and an antiques expert.
An interesting combo.
They explore the historical and scientific curiosities.
That sounds like a blast.
I know, right? I'd watch that.
Me too.
But we can't forget the people behind the scenes.
Of course not.
The ones shaping the future of entertainment.
Yeah, the executives, the producers.
Like James Farrell,
Okay.
former Amazon MGM Studios exec.
Big name.
He's launching his own production company called Culpatuya.
Culpatuya, I like it.
He's focusing on diverse storytelling
Great.
and expanding content development in the global market.
Love to see it.
It is encouraging to see these experienced execs creating new opportunities
Yeah.
and amplifying diverse voices.
So important.
And then there's Jason Hellerstein,
Okay.
co-founder of Sideshow,
I know Sideshow.
launching a North American distribution company
Interesting.
called 1-2 Special.
1-2 Special?
That
Okay.
they're going to acquire films from domestic and international festivals
That's great.
and release up to 10 films annually.
Wow.
What do you think that means for independent filmmakers?
I think it's huge for them.
Yeah.
Gives them a platform, a wider audience.
A chance to get their work seen.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not just about distribution, right? It's about nurturing talent, giving opportunities.
To those who might not otherwise have them.
Speaking of opportunities,
Okay.
Taylor Lautner.
Oh, wow, the Twilight guy.
He's leading Amazon's Werewolf Hunter series.
Interesting.
Supernatural thriller.
Okay.
It's really cool to see actors evolve and take on new challenges like that.
It is. And speaking of evolution,
Yes.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Final season, I know.
I know, bittersweet.
It is. The teaser hints at a pretty climactic end to June's story.
It's going to be intense.
Oh, yeah. Emotional roller coaster.
For sure.
And for those who love a good love story,
Oh, yes.
Isabel Coixet is directing Tracy Otuli,
Okay.
starring Alba Rohrwacher and Elio Girano,
I love them both.
based on a novel about love loss and culinary tradition.
Ooh, sounds beautiful.
I think it's going to be both heartwarming and heartbreaking.
Those are the best ones.
And if you're into historical dramas,
Tell me more.
Netflix has commissioned a period piece called Show Business,
Okay.
set in the 1990s Korean music industry.
Interesting.
I love those glimpses into different cultures and time periods.
Me too. It's like time travel from your couch.
Exactly.
And speaking of glimpses into different worlds,
Oh, yeah. yeah.
The White Lotus Season 3.
Getting rave reviews.
Well-deserved.
HBO's calling it a piece of cinema.
Wow.
And they're already talking about Season 4.
Where are they going?
They're keeping the location under wraps for now.
Of course they are.
But Europe's a strong contender.
Makes sense.
And Mike White wants to keep the show going beyond Season 4.
I hope he does. I love this show.
More social satire, more stunning locations.
I can't wait.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From streaming wars to AI battles, from Oscar-nominated shorts to potential blockbusters.
A little bit of everything.
What stands out to you as the most surprising or thought-provoking trend?
You know what's really striking to me is just how dynamic the entertainment industry is.
Yeah, it's constantly
evolving, adapting.
Pushing boundaries.
We're seeing this convergence of different mediums.
Right.
Genres are blurring.
Yeah, it's all about the story now.
It really is. And there's this global interconnectedness.
Yeah, it feels like
exciting.
It is. So what does all of this mean for us as viewers? I think it means we have more choices than ever before.
We do.
We can curate our own viewing experience.
Absolutely.
Explore different worlds and perspectives.
Engage with stories that resonate with us.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it all, right?
It is.
Entertainment can transport us, challenge us, connect us.
That's the power of stories.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, we leave you with a question.
Okay.
What upcoming project are you most excited about, and what does it say about the future of entertainment?
That's a good one to think about.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those popcorn buckets full.
I'll second that.